Oh, okay, like that.
Hey, so Morgan, how you doing, man?
I'm alright.
Just got done with our Nogi training. How was it?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Mm.
More than pretty good or just pretty good?
No, this was pretty good. You need to come in more often.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're talking about your brother's back in town. He's going to school out in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, in Santa Cruz. Yeah.
And he's doing some jiu-jitsu with you. You got a little fight club that you guys go to on the Sunday, on the weekends. Early 7:30 a.m. Down with Boston, the brown belt. In, where is it? In Rancho?
Yes, in Rancho Cordova.
Rancho Cordova. Anyways, you're telling me about your brother's kind of his personality. He's brand new to jiu-jitsu, and tell us a little more about you know, kind of the struggle of him getting started with jiu-jitsu, but you know, knowing the mindset of starting jiu-jitsu, what that's like.
It's for most people, I mean, and for my brother, I think maybe in particular, it's difficult to kind of wrap your head around the idea of like being submitted a bunch of times and that not being like a negative thing. Like, no matter, because even if you don't like win necessarily for months and months and months, it's not that you're just bad at it. It's just like, it's just the progression, you know, and just sort of learning that even if like you get kind of lost or confused a lot, it's a lot of it's really counterintuitive. It can be really difficult to learn, and it's great when if you get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be a slow process, and to get there and to feel like you're making progress, and
especially with your brother's personality,
yeah,
right?
With my brother in particular, he's always avoided things he hasn't been good at or hasn't trained at for years already, or he's always like gonna pick a few things to be really good at and just sort of, you know, not pursue things he's not good at. And with jiu-jitsu, nobody's good as soon as you start, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a really extensive wrestling background, it's not going to make any sense.
Yeah.
And you know, and
so what would you say to someone like that? I mean, you know, maybe they're thinking about trying something, but they're not sure about it. They don't really like doing some things that, you know, they know that they're not going to be good at. Like, what would you say to them? What would be your advice to them?
Well,
it's a difficult question.
I mean, it's easier now because after I've been doing this for like a little over 2 years now, you know, I feel so much different about it than when I first started. When I first started, I had similar thoughts to what my brother does. Like there were definitely a couple of weeks when I didn't really want to come in, you know, because I knew I was just going to come in here, like get submitted a bunch, not know what was going on, not be able to like. I wasn't good at it. Things didn't really make a lot of sense, and it was a little discouraging for, you know, doing that. It was weeks and weeks, like continuously doing that. But now, like after, like once I, like you start getting things and you start like really seeing like how that you've really come like a long way from like the first time you walked in.
Now, so you've had a like enormous transformation. Right? Since you started doing jiu-jitsu.
And for me, like when I first came in for the first couple of months, like at the end of class, I was just dead tired. Couldn't like I'd stumble out to the car. Like it is.
Yeah, I was worried you'd like crash or something.
Yeah, like there was some. I think it was I don't know if it was my first or second stripe, but one of them when I got it, like I was standing up there next to you, and like I got really pale, and I was like. I couldn't like see, and I would sit down, and you know now, I mean it's still tiring, but I mean I've been doing it for so much longer. It's interesting when you get better. It becomes you exert less effort than when you first start. Like new people especially are really tense, and they like try to control things a lot, and they try to like just like push into you and like push really hard, and once you get like to some more techniques down, it's
the mind over muscle.
Yeah, you know, you learn to you know use more like leverage and like body mechanics versus just like trying to just like hold people still.
Yeah.
Or just trying to not get submitted by like being really intense. And you know, it's cool now to see how far I've come, and and all the things and all the benefits I've gained from being from improving at jiu-jitsu.
What are some of those?
Well,
go through the list.
I can be much more aware of different parts of my body at like the same time. Like even like when doing jiu-jitsu, like if someone like sometimes there's like whole parts, like whole couple of minutes sometimes where like you might not be able to see anything that's going on because everything's like gonna, if there's someone like on your chest, you can't see anything that's happening, like the bottom half of your body, you just kind of feel it, you know? And in doing that and in improving at that, just sort of.
What else? What about you've had a big weight loss?
Yeah, when I first started, I think the most I weighed was like 190 something, and then within the first 6 months or so of me starting here, I dropped like 50 pounds.
Dang.
And now I've been hovering like between like 145 and 150 for the past couple of months.
Nice.
And
pure muscle.
Pretty close. This one, it's
pretty shredded, man.
Well,
what about mentally? The confidence side of building confidence side of jiu-jitsu.
Actually enjoying it? Yeah, that took a while. Just actually looking forward to coming in and like learning new techniques, and it's easier to see your improvement after a while because you can, once you get better, like the fundamentals or like concepts down, it's easier to see more when you improve at something like specific that you might not have noticed before, because if you don't have like all the basic concepts down, when you improve at something, it's just something separate. Now when you can categorize everything, you can like, oh, I'm better in this particular thing and this particular thing. So it's easier to see your progress once you've been doing it for longer and are better at it, which is kind of unfortunate that curve works like that, because then for a real long time it's hard to see whether or not you've improved.
Yeah. What got you to that point? Like what pushed you to get there? You know what I mean?
I just kept coming in. I don't know. Yeah. I really liked the concepts and ideas behind it. I really liked and this, I explain it to people that jiu-jitsu it's all focused on like leverage and body mechanics, and it's not really like a big like strength-based sort of thing. Like a small person can be much better than a larger person, and and just because they'll know how to use their body weight more efficiently, and just like stay centered and with like their like keep their like center of gravity and like have like a good base, and I always liked that sort of concept, and I don't know, and just the general mentality like that. I like the idea of getting stripes and belts when they like feel that you're ready, versus some other forms of martial arts where it's like if you do this for a specific period of time, then like everyone in your group gets another belt. It doesn't seem. I don't know. I always liked. I like the difference in belts and how there's fewer belts in jiu-jitsu than a lot of other martial arts, but there's a huge difference like between a white belt and a blue belt and a blue belt and a pro belt, and it's there's like really clear steps, and I don't know, it makes it more meaningful, and I like the mentality, and just like the things that you to try and keep in mind, and just the like basic concepts of it, or I think are interesting. The whole like body chess idea I think is really interesting, and as I've grown to understand that a little bit more, it's and how everything makes sense logically, even if it's not intuitive, I think is really cool. And that's when that was interesting for me. That was interesting in the beginning, and that was, I think, why I kept doing it. But I mean, it was still discouraging being really bad for a couple of months.
It's all right, man. You keep your head in there, keep training hard, and I look forward to seeing the progress, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for the words of wisdom.
Yeah, you will.